Oh, right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to movie to Russia. This is regarding the family that moved to Canada. He has a couple of very interesting videos, and I would like to know why he moved to Russia. Right, the mindset behind it. He explained a little bit, but there has to be more to it. Let's jump in. Let's see what's going on.
Hello everybody, it is a beautiful day, cloudy and snowy. Well, we're used to that. First of all, I wanted to thank everybody for all the kind words. There's been so many people wishing us the best here in Russia, welcoming us to Russia, and just giving all sorts of tips and advice as far as staying warm and getting healthy and getting rid of the cough and the cold that we had. So we greatly appreciate that. We do feel a lot better. And a lot of people were concerned about the lack of warm clothing. So we're actually from Canada. People don't know that. We are in Nizhny Novgorod right now, in the city of Nizhny Novgorod, and we're used to this. This is not new for us. We deal with snow every year. Some years more than others, just like here. Some winters are colder than others, but we're very, very used to cold weather and snow. And we do have warm clothes. This is very warm. I am not cold by any means right now. We're extremely warm, and the only thing we were lacking, we left Canada in the summertime, we did not have boots. By how many things we could take, right? Having 8 children and 2 of us. We have 9 children, but our oldest son is still in Canada. But traveling with 8 children and 2 adults, there's a lot of luggage to take with as it was. And so we just didn't take anything that we didn't absolutely need to take along. We left things behind, and when we left it was summertime, so it would be very silly to take boots along, winter boots along, when it's summertime, right? All of the space that we had was necessary for what we deemed to be the most necessary items. Also, when we left, we traveled to the States first, came back to Canada for a little while, and then traveled to Georgia. Tbilisi, Georgia is very warm. I don't believe we've seen any snow while we were there. Once we left Tbilisi, we went to a different region and there was snow, but in Tbilisi itself, we never saw any snow. So why would we have winter clothes, right? I have this is my winter work coat, extremely warm coat. We brought our toques with. We call them toques, winter hats for you, I guess. We brought those with, and we brought gloves with for the children. But snow pants and boots was what we were lacking. So many of you were quite concerned that we weren't dressed warm. This is how we would dress in Canada. I wouldn't very rarely cover my face unless it's extremely cold or windy. I keep my head warm and I layer up. So I have three shirts plus a sweater on plus a coat. Very warm. And typically I also wear overalls, bibbed overalls that keep me warm. They come up to about here and they keep me very warm. I don't have any of those yet. I'm going to be buying some, but the children are all well dressed now and very warm. So I gotta go this way. A very snowy day. Very, very snowy today. Snow removal is not high on the list here. A lot of this stuff just lays here and people just put up with it, I guess. They will eventually get around to cleaning some of this up, but it's still snowing, as you can see. Anyway, once again, thank you very much for welcoming us. We really appreciate it.
They get too much snow. They're probably saying like, man, wait, just let it, just wait it out, man. Just wait it out and we clean it later, kind of thing.
The channel has just grown amazingly in the last couple of days. We hope we can carry that on. If you're new here, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and consider supporting our channel. The best way you can do that is just by sharing the videos. That helps us grow and reach more people. Why are we in Nizhny Novgorod? We do not intend to live in the city. We came to this region because the government here offered us immigration quota. And as a foreigner coming from Canada, it is really hard to move to Nizhny, or to move for Russia, period. You need a reason. You need to be invited. You need to have either immigration quota or some other path to residency, temporary residency, and then permanent residency, and then on to citizenship. And so there's multiple ways of doing that. I'm hoping to discuss that on this channel more in the future. The immigration lawyer, Timur, that is helping us, he's based in Moscow, and he knows these ways. So if you are looking at coming here, I would urge you to get in contact with him. I will try to put his details down below here, but you can also just reach out to us, and then I can just privately send you his contacts. He knows the different ways of getting here, and one of the ways is immigration quota. And this is a hard one to get because they don't issue a lot of immigration quota. The Nizhny Novgorod government here offered us this immigration quota, and that is why we ended up here. And we intend to farm here. We don't plan on staying in the city. We plan to move out into the countryside, buy land, or lease land at first, and set up a farm here, help create jobs, and become a part of regular society here in Nizhny Novgorod, and be a productive member of Russian society. That is our hope and our plan, and our children. And so some other questions people had, mostly Westerners: how could you drag your children all the way across the planet? One person even said, how could a godly person do that to their children? Implying that obviously I can't be a godly man if I'm dragging my children all over the place. Another person suggested I'm mentally unstable because I dragged my children all over the place and brought them here to this strange hostile country themselves. Are you guys dragged over here, or did you want to come here?
No, we want to come here.
Yeah? Many times I actually said, you know what, this is too frustrating. It's been such a long, hard journey getting here. It wasn't easy. A lot of hoops we had to jump through. And I suggested, you know what, maybe we'll just stay in Georgia. It would be a lot easier. And what did you guys all tell me?
No.
No, they didn't want to stay in Georgia. Why not? They wanted to come here. This is like home. The snow, the climate, the cold, this is just like where we're from.
Buildings even too.
Eh?
The buildings.
Buildings are similar to home. Yeah. The opportunities they see here. We've studied Russia together. They see the opportunities here. So am I crazy? No, I don't think so. Depends on by whose standards, I guess. Am I a godly man? Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're crazy, man. I think you're doing the right thing for your family. I think you have a vision for your family. Your family trusts you. You're just doing what you think is right for your family. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
So I believe God comes first in life, and that is one of the main reasons we came to Russia, is because we no longer saw a clear path forward for our family in Canada. The future looks less and less clear for conservative Christian families. There's more and more pressure for us to conform to these weird new ideologies that are pushed on the people in Canada, in schools and everywhere else. And we wanted a country that has a long-term path towards God, and that's what we see here in Russia. We see a nation that is going towards God. Also, we wanted economic opportunities, and that's also getting harder and harder. The average Canadian is just swamped in debt, just loads and loads.
Man, I know what he's talking about. I mean, the credit card debt and the pricings of some of the houses in Canada is insane. And we have very expensive houses in the United States, but Canada, over the top. All the way to the top, man. It's worse. So I know where he's coming from. At least in the United States, you have certain areas that you can still go and just buy a house for $100,000, and then you get a lot of acres. Here in Wisconsin, they will sell you a six bedroom house with 35 acres. You know, it's crazy. You have to work that land. But then I can see what he's saying, because even us, my family, we're homeschooling our kids. Yeah, the culture is crazy. We need to keep conservatism intact, because this is crazy.
Loads of debt. They have to borrow more money every year in order to pay the bills.
That's true.
We were not poor, we're not rich. We had a farm, we were doing well. But for me to help them farm, to be able to buy more farms down the road, would have been very, very, very difficult in Canada. The costs are just too high and the profits too low. And that's another reason why we came to Russia, because in Russia, those opportunities still exist. There's a lot of land here, and the government here wants people to come and farm it, and we're willing to do that. So it's a perfect match. We're very conservative, Christian-minded people. We don't belong to any particular church at all. We are always open to exploring more churches and learning more. I intend to learn more about the Orthodox faith as well while I'm here. And Father Gleason, Joseph Gleason, some of you may have heard of him. He's also from America. He's an Orthodox priest. We have discussed Orthodoxy quite a bit, and I intend to do more of that.
The last couple of years, Orthodoxy is getting a lot of popularity in the United States. I was very surprised. But it seems Orthodoxy is more than Catholics. It's getting more popularity. So I'm not surprised him talking about Orthodoxy. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised.
With him to learn more about icons and the churches and things like that. But we don't actually belong to any particular church, just conservative Christians. And right now we find ourselves in the city of Nizhny. And by springtime, we hope to be somewhere in the oblast of Nizhny Novgorod on a piece of land, farming, hopefully with some cows by that point and some tractors. And yeah, just becoming productive members of society here with a long-term goal of staying and building roots here in this country. So that's kind of a nutshell. Anything I missed?
Huh?
Did I miss anything?
Very nice kid, man.
Think I covered it all? I think so. All right, got some stuff at the pharmacy here. So another thing we get asked a lot or told a lot is about the Google Translate. So I film with my phone and it's pretty tough to translate things while I'm filming, obviously, because I'm using the phone. But Google Translate definitely works. We can really get far with modern technology, right? We can point our phone at stuff and automatically translate everything into English. And then you get the speaking app as well, where I can talk into it and it'll translate it and speak it back out in Russian to somebody or vice versa. So that's been a huge help to us. I've had some people surprised on us being out and about and how we can communicate with people. Well, like I said, with modern technology, it's not very hard now. I can't imagine doing this 100 years ago, even 50 years ago.
Good point.
But today it's pretty easy. And everybody here is so far anyway, has been very eager to help us. All right, so I was just at the pharmacy trying to figure it out with the pharmacist. I needed vitamin C and vitamin D3 and some iron. And trying to figure that out. I mean, vitamin is vitamin, so that's not too hard. And C is say or something. So you can make sense of it. Iron was a little bit harder. But then a lady came in the store and she was trying to help us and explain it. And she was doing a better job explaining it than the pharmacist lady. So I don't know, it's certain things are universal language and not that hard. And other things, you know, between Google Translate and pointing and stuff like that, you can kind of figure it out. So it works good. So far, we're really enjoying ourselves. The first week we were really sick. We're much better now. The videos that you've seen so far were mostly all filmed the first week. And so we sound a lot rougher, a lot more coughing. But now we are, I think for the most part, better. There's the odd little cough yet going on. The flu quite often can take 7 days or more to clear up. And some of these children, nobody bothered cleaning it up. So yeah, somebody was stuck there, had to wait for a minute on the road. Anyway, yeah, our roads are definitely plugged full of snow. They will clean it eventually. Yeah, that's a nice puppy. It's a big dog. So, another comment people said that we're going to end up on the front lines of the ongoing hostilities. That's ridiculous, man.
Stupid.
Russia is not in the habit of just rounding up people that show up at the border and tossing them in the army. They have a substantial army here, and they have volunteers signing up every day. And no, we are not going to the front line.
It's not convenient either for them either. So that's stupid.
They offer it as an immigration option for those who would wish to do so. If you
very interesting. I'm gonna leave the link in the description down below, and that way you guys can show support. But he seemed like from the beginning he was very clear. He already has his mind, you know, in the target. So I think it's clear it's because of the family. He's really thinking about his family. He's not thinking about himself. He's thinking about the family and the future. The kids, man. Such a nice kid, man. Canada, bro. Like, what the hell, man? Man. Canada's very similar to the United States, but they over there, man, it's crazy, like, what is going on over there, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.